Our politics lead, Mitt Romney, predicted there would be a bombshell in Donald Trump's taxes, something so damaging it might destroy Trump's chances at winning the White House. You've just heard Trump say 4 times way back in February 2015 that if he faced these kinds of requests and challenges on his taxes, he would release his tax returns. Well, now, we likely will not get the chance to know if there are any bombshells before Americans vote in November. Trump told the Associated Press in an interview that, quote, there's nothing to learn from his stack of 1040s and W-2s, and he will not follow the example of every single Democratic and Republican presidential nominee since 1976. Sarah Murray's in New York. Sarah, what's the Trump campaign's thinking on this issue? Why not just release his returns?
Well, Jake, their latest explanation is that Donald Trump is in the process of being audited and they don't want to release the returns at that point. But what's not clear is why he hasn't released perhaps returns from earlier years. What is clear is that Donald Trump is once again trying to rewrite the political playbook.
Donald Trump's bucking tradition once again, refusing to release his tax returns before Election Day. Trump tells the Associated Press there's nothing to learn from them. But Trump would be the first nominee since 1976 to keep all his tax info under wraps. The returns shed light on a candidate's effective tax rate, charitable giving, and investment income, all issues that have tripped up politicians in the past. Earlier this year, Trump suggested it was only a matter of months before he'd release his returns.
But I have one of the world's most complicated tax returns. It's a massive return, but I will get it done as soon as I can.
Now the billionaire businessman isn't budging. His latest reason, claiming he can't release them because they're under audit.
I will absolutely give my return, but I'm being audited now for 2 or 3 years, so I can't do it until the audit is finished, obviously.
While I'm under audit, I'm not going to release my tax returns. No lawyer would let you do that.
It's an excuse some tax experts balked at, saying releasing the returns wasn't likely to cause additional problems. But other experts said it may make sense as a legal strategy to keep his taxes under wraps. As for the IRS, it says individuals are free to release their own tax information. In fact, Richard Nixon did just that, releasing his returns while he was under audit in the 1970s. Today, Hillary Clinton seizing on Trump's reluctance to release his returns.
When you run for president, especially when you become the nominee, that is kind of expected. My husband and I have released 33 years of tax returns. We got 8 years on our website right now. So you got to ask yourself, why doesn't he want to release them? Yeah, well, we're going to find out.
Trump's resistance is a sharp about-face after he criticized 2012 GOP nominee Mitt Romney for failing to release his tax returns sooner.
I think that Mitt was hurt really very badly by this whole thing with the income tax returns. I believe that he should have either said, I'm giving them April 1st or I'm giving them soon.
This year, the tables have turned, and it's Romney questioning what Trump's hiding.
I predict that there are more bombshells in his tax returns.
While Trump may never win over Romney, he's still looking to patch things up with Paul Ryan tomorrow on Capitol Hill. Even though the House Speaker said he's not quite ready to endorse Trump, he insists he's still pushing for party unity.
What we're trying to do is be as constructive as possible to have a real unification. We just finished probably one of the most grueling primaries in modern history. It's going to take some work, and that's the kind of work we're dedicated to doing.
Now, Donald Trump has taken an unorthodox approach to pretty much everything in this campaign, and here is another example. He also told the Associated Press that he thought President Obama's data operation during his campaign was overrated, and Trump believes his recipe for success in November will rely more on his own personality and less on analytics.